Hey everyone, welcome to today's episode. Before we get into the actual subject matter, there are a couple of things I want to say first. So today I woke up, saw some stuff online, had a few messages from some of you guys talking about a magazine article that was released doing a breakdown of John Mayer's gear history over the years. And there were a lot of things in it that I saw that I thought, in my opinion, was great information and just genuinely good content. There were also a few things that I saw that, in my opinion, again, weren't as accurate as they could have been, or not quite the best information that could have been presented in the magazine. So you guys, this video is intended just to educate based on my opinion. I'll be providing evidence as well to back up my opinion, but you guys please make your own judgment call, do your own research, and come to your own conclusion based on how accurate some of these things I'm going to be saying are. I'm also not going to name the magazine or anyone involved, because this isn't about that. This isn't about, creating beef or generating any negativity or ill will towards the magazine, the people who wrote that. It's not what this is about at all. This is just about me trying to express my opinion on some things that, again, I don't believe were as accurate as they could have been, and just trying to, help educate and go about it that way, in the right way. So everyone, without further ado, we're going to get right on into the breakdown. Again, you know what? Let's please be respectful of the people who were involved in making this magazine and writing it, and the magazine themselves. So yeah, let's all be nice about it, and nice about it in the comments and stuff like that. So let's get right on into everything. So let's get right on into the breakdown here. Mistakes, of course, you guys, are forgivable. In looking at first glance of some of the pages in the magazine, there are a couple small minor mistakes that don't really make that big of a difference, but I'm going to point them out here, what I believe to be mistakes. They talk about the Keeley Katana. The image they show is a later version, as I like to call a version 2 of the Keeley Katana. John has used the version 1 in the past, not the version that they show in the image. At least I've never seen him use the V2 Keeley Katana. I made a video actually on everything a John Mayer fan needs to know about the Keeley Katana. Go give that a watch if you guys feel so inclined. So right there, image would have been more accurate if they showed an earlier version, what we call the V1 Keeley Katana over the V2, but oh well. Also, they talk about the MK1 Octopus, and the image there does appear to be an MK2 Octopus, not MK1. That's the Donald reissue that you can relatively easily find, where the MK1, I've been looking for a year to find one and still haven't been able to get my hands on one day. But, two kind of quick mistakes at first glance, aren't the end of the world by any means. Now here we're at the part where, in my opinion, things start to go rather downhill. And I'm going to quote here them talking about the Electro-Harmonix Q-Tron Plus. Electro-Harmonix Q-Tron Plus. Mayer uses this envelope filter on tracks such as In Repair. Now, I personally don't ever remember hearing an envelope filter on In Repair. I've watched the documentary on the making of In Repair, and John talks about the Electro-Harmonix POG and the DL4. I don't remember him talking about the Q-Tron Plus. I don't remember seeing him use or sound like he's using the Q-Tron Plus live. So you know what, for fun guys, I'm going to plug in my Electro-Harmonix Q-Tron Plus and play just the main chords of In Repair and try and see, how close I can get. Because if they're saying that that's what's used, well, let's see how close we can get with that. And you guys feel free to make your judgment call yourselves on how close the Q-Tron Plus will get to the In Repair sound that we all have come to know and love. I apologize, I haven't posted any playing clips yet. I'm in month 11 now of my quoted 9 to 10 month wait for my 2-rock traditional clean. So I've really been saving for that, because why use anything else when I should have had my 2-rock by now. But here's a quick sample, you guys. Again, make your own judgment call on how close I get with the Q-Tron Plus. Alright you guys, I'm using my Moxan Satin Silver Sky through my 2019 World Tour replica pedal board. Soraya Tono Centura is on just to give a little bit of light overdrive before the Q-Tron Plus, which then goes into the T-Rex replay box. Apologize for the video audio. It's just going through the Rode VideoMic NTG that's on top of my Canon camera. Using my Fender Custom Shop hand-wired high-powered twin tweed, Joe Bonamassa edition. So not quite the proper amp for this, but make your own call on how close I get, and I'm just going to have a little bit of fun and play some of the kind of over the chords that we know and love from In Repair, and maybe mess around with the Q-Tron Plus settings. I'm going to try a different setting here, see how that sounds. I just kind of moved all the knobs. Looking at the pages that talk about effects pedals, there are a couple of things that, to me at least, kind of stood out as well. You know, you have 6 pedals per page, it looks like, and they chose the OB1 compressor boost and as well as the MXR Phase 100 as 2 pedals that they highlighted for the timeline. Those pedals were used by John, yes, during the Dead & Company around that time. For kind of one stint, they weren't that important, to be honest, in my opinion, and just for fun, I googled Mayer pedal board, John Mayer pedal board, and the second result on Google Images, the first result for an actual image of his pedal board, shows a Dead & Company pedal board with both of those pedals on it. Now, not saying that that's what happened, but I do think that it would have been nice if they maybe chose some other pedals that have been kind of used maybe more recently, or maybe taken some new spotlight from John, and as he's changed up some of his pedals over the years, that are a bit more important to his sound, I believe, than choosing these 2 pedals. Moving along, the magazine does talk about John Mayer's Black One. I'm going to quote here them talking about the Custom Shop Black One Strat. Fender Custom Shop Black One Strat. So legendary is Mayer's 2004 Strat that it is the only Fender Custom Shop guitar to get a replica when Fender released 83 of them in 2010. For many, this is the John Mayer guitar. He spent 2 days at the Fender Custom Shop sanding wood, getting in the way. It was worth it. I have nothing wrong with what they said there. That's, great information, and that's all true. John's even mentioned himself. He was there working on it, and he just kind of felt like he was just getting in the way. Of course you would. You're not a master builder, and you're just kind of having fun, right? But to have some skin in the game and building your own guitar.
And I did walk through with the guitar, and you were nice enough to make sure that I at least got a second of every little process, whether it was contouring the body or, sanding the contours that you made out of the machines. And
you downplay it, I think, too much. Because you like the whole radius around the edge, you did that, and then when we had the sanding on the thing,
yeah,
on the contours and stuff,
yeah,
you were doing all that stuff.
I was doing it with a very watchful eye behind me, a very watchful eye. But it was, yeah, it was enough to say that I had done it, and I think that that's what the point was. I don't think anyone would have felt satisfied with a guitar that I went and just sort of pointed at. I remember we walked around, I wanted everyone to sign the inside, and they did.
Yeah.
And I said, what do you do? How long have you been doing it for? I've been doing it for 30 years, Will you sign the inside? Can I get everybody who had any sort of a part in this to sign the inside? So we left the guitar off on the second day with my having sprayed the body black. I'd sprayed the body, I had tinted the neck after I'd signed underneath the headstock, which I think is one of the coolest points of the guitar, is that John Mayer 04 underneath the lacquer, which is just proof positive that I was there before the lacquer went on.
It's a fun experience to go in there and mess around and help design a guitar. The thing that I personally don't agree with is the image that they chose for this guitar. They're talking about here the Custom Shop Black One, the quintessential John Mayer guitar that then had 83 made, replicated by from master builder John Cruz, the guy who originally built the real guitar. The image there is it's just not the Black One. It's just not. You're looking at the image that they used and an image of the Black One. You might be thinking, oh, maybe this is the NOS main production run black one that they made 500 of. That's similar to my John Mayer signature Strat here, Artist Series. No, for a few reasons. String tree is in the wrong position, guard's the wrong color, jack appears to be silver, not gold, and no pearloid tuners. So to me, at least, based on that criteria, that doesn't look like now what you're going to see on your screen being an NOS black one. Comparing the two, make your own call, but I don't believe that is the correct image at all for that guitar. There is one more mention of the Black One Strat. I'm going to read part of the excerpt here. His beloved Black One, the relic Strat strapped to him on the cover of his 2003 US #1 album, Heavier Things. So just taking even this quote, saying the 2003 album, Heavier Things, then going back to their excerpt about the Black One, quoting again here, so legendary is Mayer's 2004 Strat. So right there, the years that they're even saying don't line up. They're saying it was used on his 2003's album, Heavier Things, but then the Strat is from 2004.
John Mayer 04, underneath the lacquer.
Obviously, I look at the Heavier Things album, and to me, that looks like a 61, 62 Strat. It's hard to tell. We haven't really seen John, I don't believe, ever with that Stratocaster, really. I don't believe it looks like the Black One, nor the dates of when we kind of know the Black One to have been born versus when, the album was, Heavier Things was released, don't seem to line up. So that is kind of weird in my opinion, that there's some contradictory statements there. The last two things I wanted to touch on have to do with pedals again. Again, I'm going to just read directly from the excerpt here. Marshall BB-2 BluesBreaker. Mayer got all his drive from his pedals, and alongside the Klon NTS-10, the once slept on and now collectible BluesBreaker has been a mainstay of his tone. John went on one of the forums. I forget exactly what forum, might have been the Gear page or whatever it was, but he was talking about kind of his main pedals and what pedals he believed are, kind of the ones you need. That was kind of the gist of it. And on your screen, I'm going to throw a quote where he talks about the Marshall BluesBreaker, and he actually says that the newer BluesBreaker, the BB-2, and the one that's imaged here, is bad. He says, no, the one you want is the original MK1. Here's what that one looks like on your screen. Here's the one that they put in this image here. And yeah, it doesn't appear to be the right one, and John has been actually said on the record, he's typed here in this forum, quoting that one's actually bad. So if you're reading this, please don't buy that version. If you want the BluesBreaker that, famously John used just to underlay for gravity, kind of on almost all the time and used on where the light is, that pedal, you want the original Mark I BluesBreaker. That one is collectible, not this BB-2 version. The last thing I want to touch on, they talk about the Ibanez TS-10. Ibanez TS-10 Tube Screamer. The TS-10 has long been Mayer's favorite edition of the Tube Screamer. I personally think that's 100% correct. And thanks to the vintage Japanese units, they can fetch over 500 pounds online. You're paying for the magic JRC 45580 chip, which makes a mockery of the expression as cheap as chips. I went on Reverb and actually swapped my currency from Canadian, I'm in Canada, to Great British Pounds, and if you look at the overall trend, at least on Reverb, it doesn't appear that the transaction selling price is really at or over 500 pounds. From what I can gather, there are a few outliers that do sell over 500 pounds, but please, by all means, do your research into how much these actually sell for, and based off of just what I'm looking at here, again, feel free to make your own judgment call. Looks like you could probably get one for 300 to 400 pounds. Of course, this depends on, the condition of the pedal. Does it come with the box? Is it like a collector's museum quality piece? Then yeah, you might have an outlier that goes above 500 pounds, but for the most part here, it looks like you might be able to save yourself some money, so I would be patient and make sure you're paying what true market value is for a TS-10 if that's what you want. So there you guys have it. That is just a quick video kind of going over what I was made aware of this morning, and my opinion based on, the evidence that I provided in this video to what I believe to be correcting some mistakes that were made. Everyone's human, everyone makes mistakes. I personally feel though that when you're a magazine, kind of like the stature that this one is you do have a responsibility when making and writing articles to provide as accurate of information as possible and to do your due diligence and research, because people trust these kind of sources and they make purchase decisions based off of these kind of sources. I believe people do, at least, and it'd be rather crappy, in my opinion, that if someone saw, you know, that the BluesBreaker BB-2 version, which John has been quoted saying it's bad, and went and bought one based off, you know, an article saying that's what he uses. I just think that'd be really unfortunate that someone spends their hard money based off a mistake in something like this. So that's why I'm correcting it. Again, nothing against the people who wrote this magazine, nothing against the magazine themselves. You know, I wish them well, and a lot of information that I did read that I didn't talk about was correct. So keep that in mind. This is a portion that was incorrect, and I haven't touched on the lot of stuff that was correct and that, you know, they did talk about. So just correcting the misinformation, talking about that, not all the good, correct information that was in there. You guys, thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, ring that bell button notification. Until the next one, you guys, take care, and we will see you soon. As always, thanks for watching.